don't drive and do whatever I'm doing. Oh, there it goes. I was just in the store picking up some friendly tomato beans and second octave friends of the simultaneous life integration system, also known as the universe. And I usually do this. I have interesting little chats. And so there was a girl. Now I wonder if she's going to, because I told her I do videos, she'll find this. And she was talking about her experience with trying to grow tomato plants and where she is at in life, and the fact that she had to move back home, and she I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. It's not by driving. She had to move back home. Wow, that's really annoying. The sound is like vibrating. She had to move back home and didn't have time or energy to do that. And it's really simple. I was telling her, and just the simple things of life. It's really beneficial, especially the herbs. And there's like a continuation video of my shout out to OK Raw, or John from OK Raw. But she talked about, well, I asked her about the problems that were taking place, because she was even saying things like, well, even my dog, like I didn't have time for him. It's like, maybe you should, go with somebody else who was like, saying it playfully, but it's all real. And so she went through a breakup with the person, and she even used the term narcissistic, and that she exposed herself in a way to him, and about traumas and things that had gone on, and then they just basically used her and left her alone. And so I mentioned how some people are parasitic, and that basically some people feed on other people, on their energy. And I didn't, want to make it seem so dramatic and insulting towards that individual, because that's not how healing occurs. But however, it's connected to basically a battle for souls. And I also mentioned this is where that went into, which is where I mentioned about the planting, that if you plant now, you'll be able to harvest almost into November, because of the private interest groups, the corporations that are using all their advanced technology to play with the weather to the degree where the whole seasons they're all off. They're not making sense anymore. And I brought that up, and she knew a little bit about that, but said mainly she was learning a lot from having worked at the store, which is one of them shops around here. I don't want to name it, because as soon as they get big, they get bought up and pooped on by said interest groups. And she was mentioning how much she was learning, and introducing the concept that there's a lot of degradation and willful destruction of this world, that there are methods used and poisons in almost every system, and it's an attack, it's a spiritual battle for the souls of humanity. And then she was mentioning again continuously about how she's just taking it slow because everything is in a way overwhelming her. And so I just wanted to mention here the metaphor I gave, which is it's a metaphor. It'll possibly help you. I'll keep this under 10 minutes. That the tomato plants, they don't grow all in one direction at once. They plan out their ascent in a spiral pattern, which enables them to equally distribute their weight and ascend towards the source of life. And in that sense, they're capable of nourishing us because they can withstand great forces, the wind, the elements, and distribute their energy and their weight, and they become a living structure, if you will, an essence of something that can then carry life and bear life. And so in the same sense, we don't put ourselves all in one motion, in one angle or direction in life at once with one person. And whenever we do devote to something that's unsteady, which the only real steady aspect in life is our ascent towards truth, which is full of what you could call mistakes or untruths, because that's what is surrounding the truth. And doesn't mean you have to align with that and like folly in order to find the truth, or at least to do that repeatedly. It just means that in a world where everyone's ascending towards the truth, you'll find people who aren't, as a given. But the idea is, when you put all your energy in one person, or all your power in one thing, or whatever it is, and that thing is not built on a sturdy foundation, to use a familiar metaphor, when the wind comes, when the waters or waves come, the floods, whatever it is, it falls over. We fall over. Our tree, our essence, falls over to the side that's bearing the most weight, that's carrying the most stress. So we have to look in a 360-degree view and spiral upwards in our ascent towards a more harmonious existence, so that we can bear the weight of the challenges in life. And when we're distributed evenly, that is when we can bear the fruits of life, and that is our productions, our spiritual fruits, which is what gives us enjoyment and allows us to share what we experience in a beneficial way with others. Whenever we're focused on one thing or the other, basically partiality, okay, whenever we're doing that, we're not ascending, we're not moving towards where we want to be in a pattern that's going to be able to handle the stress, because somewhere along the line, if you're moving in a binary, a kind of dualized format, somewhere along the line in this radiant world where we're all in circles here, in spirals, somewhere along the line, an element of nature or an element of opposition will come and knock that being, that person, that tree over. It'll knock the person over, break their stem. Now the point is, if that's all that happened, eventually you dig roots in so deep that even a tornado couldn't knock you down. But you wouldn't be very tall, and therefore your fruits would all be low-hanging and close to the ground. And, you know, predators can eat that. And so then it's a balance, it's a harmony between the height that we want to assume or ascend to in life, that we want to attain, the fruits, the power, whatever it is. There's really no power, but where people look at money and the ability to have freedom to go wherever they want to go and things like that. This is a way of looking at power, because that's what it is, but not like personal power in the sense that you really own it. You're going wherever you want to go in someone else's world. It's a construct someone else has created, which is in a way hijacked, but originally is from the Most High. You're in the beingness of the Most High. And so, you know, the best thing and the most power in that is being able to be happy with the Most High. But the idea is, you know, by being in there, the idea is the balance between the height that we ascend to that, for the things we can do, the experiences we can have, the feelings we can feel, and the humility and the ability to stay low to the ground and develop strong roots and a strong root structure that will not folly and put the energy in an unequal distribution pattern, to the point where we've remained entranced by focusing on one element or aspect or another, where there's really no one thing, but life is an abundance, a spiraling collective or collection of so many different radiant options and aspects, that the only way to consume, express, experience, or incorporate all of them, integrate all of them, is a spiraling, equidistant, equilateral pattern, just like the plants, just like the trees, just like the tomato plant, planning its ascent in a spiral pattern, while digging its roots downward to enable its strength and to give it strength to withstand the elements that come and try to knock us over. And without them, without the plants, if nothing hits it, if there's no wind, say it's indoors or something, it's very flimsy. The more wind and rain that hits it without breaking it, the stronger, the thicker the roots get, then the fruits can hang. You have a stronger, sturdy foundation, taller plant. It then brings those fruits to the world. You're the plant, you're the fruit. Grow a sturdy foundation in the balance of height and strength, and then from there it's really all you have to do except express yourself. Thanks again.